starting with
Thomas Garcia.
Patsy Adams.
Alice McDonald.
Andrew Berglund.
Aletha Bonebreak.
Josh Westbrook.
Okay, approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda
A second.
as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Time for public comment. My boys would probably not have anything to say. Okay, no public, no comment. Approval of minutes for July 15th.
I'll move that we approve the board minutes, the board meeting minutes for July 15th, 2013.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, financial reports.
Do you want to sign them right now? Sometimes I forget to get them signed,
Oh dear. yeah.
and I can usually chase Carol around, but not you. You're too far away.
It's easy to forget.
Yeah. Thank you. Perfect. Appreciate it. Okay. The detailed budget status report for August is the one that I've sent you out twice, and Andrea and I were talking about it. She called me this morning because the percentages, gave her a clue that things weren't adding up. And the numbers were right, but the formula were corrupted. They weren't even wrong. They were totally corrupted. Josh and I worked on it quite a lot today, and then finally we realized that it was insoluble. He went looking for solutions and everything. So, here it is. This is the uncorrupted one. I mean, I re-entered all of the numbers for August. We don't have any revenues, but these are treasurer numbers, which you can see on the treasurer's report that you received for July. You'll see how it began and how it ended, and these numbers tie to the numbers that we have in the spreadsheet, okay? So I didn't put those in from the auditor's thing, I put them in from, the calculations. So our revenues and our expenditures are agreeing with the treasurer, and that's good news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're 66.67% through the year. If you look down at the percent to dates, these are all of the personnel, and total personnel without benefits is 63.37. And we've taken away most of the library director money, which of course is not in there, so that's why it's still low. And then the benefits are at 60, wait a minute, that's, these are the benefits here, 55.07. Okay. And this one is high because we had to do back PERS for Sherry and Callie back to April. And so we owe some, and they're writing a check directly to PERS for their part of it. And the Social Security employer portion never gets into these numbers until I get the thing back from the auditor. Because if I put the number in there, which would be this number here, almost $3,000, if I put that number in here, then these things wouldn't correlate with the auditor's report when I get it. So I put it in, I tell you what it is, and if that were in there, then this would be a higher percentage, because that's what it'll be, like 2,975, let's just do that. And then you see the percentage goes up to 63% for that, a total of 56.
With all of the August payroll already in there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Right,
So
so we're
that's
still
what-
3% under.
Yeah, that's what it
So-
would be, but I just
So
don't.
can you send me, now that it's uncorrupted, I don't need it now.
Yeah.
If before the next meeting, because I'm going on vacation, I'm not gonna go
I'll
to it.
I'll just send it to you like tonight before I go home.
Okay, because I just want to play with it, but probably won't happen until before the next meeting.
Sure, and it's fun to play with, but,
Okay.
but
It
oh, what a
wasn't
nightmare.
today. Okay.
And I want to tell you why it got corrupted. I mean, I don't know why it got corrupted, but it wouldn't have gotten corrupted if I didn't have to make all of these adjustments for the auditor's mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But we both tracked it to that was the point that things went hooey, the
It's hard to know when to put them in and where to put them and how to add them into a formula later.
yeah.
Well, the problem is, if I follow the auditor, then you are misinformed as to how much we spent in a certain category.
Right.
Because she gets them in the wrong category. So I try to subtract and add and adjust them, but then the numbers that I have to total what the treasurer says we've spent. So that's been the problem, and it's, we've just had some pretty bad months, and in moving stuff around, they got corrupted.
Well, consistently, they put things, you give them, I mean, this happens to us at Park and Rec
Oh,
too.
you too.
Yeah, they give it to us in another category.
That's
And we-
right.
And we've specifically said it was this category.
Yeah.
So it seems to be, they have their own way of doing
No,
things.
no, they're careless.
You think
And
that's
what
it?
I do every month now is I send her a correction sheet with the evidence.
Oh,
And then she corrects it, which means the following month she subtracts it from the other category, which means I've got 2 months worth of screw up. And that's how, making the adjustments, I end up with,
okay,
no, they're careless. They're absolutely careless.
okay. I thought that they had their own way.
They do not, no,
Okay.
no,
And
they're
it's
careless.
one person?
There are a couple of them.
It's an office. But
It's an office. But anyway, so that's why they got corrupted. And then I've got a whole lot of notes here, but I can go into those on something that isn't. So let's see, let's go down here to
What was just the grand total percentage then when we finished?
when we finish. Yeah, because were there
I
any?
did it by hand, but I forgot what it was.
Oh.
50,
Well, what, for which?
for the grand total of everything,
The grand total for everything, including.
not with the capital, but
Not
with
with
the
the capital.
total operating.
$90,950.95 for personal services and materials.
Okay,
What's that percentage then?
It's.
that was just for the month. If you scooch
That was just
over
for
to
the
the
month.
right, you'll
There
see
we
it's
go.
63.
63. We're still,
63.71.
but this is 66.
6.66.
So we're just 3 under.
Yeah, we're still doing under, but you remember, actually, we're paying for me, but we're not paying for a director. So, yeah, we're doing fine. We're doing just fine.
Okay with that.
And then the capital stuff is, I'm gonna sort that into I was actually gonna do that today, but I ended up uncorrupting the files instead. So were there any other questions specifically about this? You can see some of the notes as we go back up the ladder.
I have a question for you
Uh-huh.
on the percentage. We're 66% through the year, but how much of August, since we're only halfway through the month,
No,
is it,
it's
like
all of
at the end of the year,
August
it's
bills.
still
All of
the
August
August
bills,
bills.
all of them. Then anything that comes in after gets paid in
September bills and there's a percentage there?
Yes.
But at some point, do you have to catch up with that?
No, because
leg?
everything that we spend in December
Ends up on
gets
the,
posted in
okay,
January.
sounds good.
Because in January, we were posting last December's.
Right.
So, yeah, good question. If we
Just
were
want
on
to make sure we didn't have to,
If we were on accrual, it'd be different.
Right,
But
okay.
we're not, we're on cash basis.
perfect.
yeah. And Jean works up until the end of,
Oh.
the morning of the
Yeah,
board
I
meeting, and if a
know.
bill
She
comes
does.
in, she will try and get it in there so that we pay everything
Yeah.
we possibly can
Which is
until the board
nice,
meeting day.
yeah.
Good on
And I want to go on record saying that she does an outstanding job. She doesn't just put in numbers, she actually correlates them by a variety of categories. So that we have the categories that we need, and the voucher sheet that you sign has the categories the auditor needs.
Very nice.
And they mix and they match, and she gets them right every time.
Wow, I couldn't do that.
She's really, really good.
Okay,
So,
we don't have anything to
the,
change or do to the budget, that was just a report, right?
yeah, I'm not gonna recommend any switches
Okay.
right now because things are doing fine. However, you should notice, because I'll have to talk to you next month about this, up here on, professional services, which is me. I've been authorized for more even than the 85,000, but we don't have it budgeted, of course. And I say appropriate from the unused directors as necessary and so on. The professional services in the beginning was me, and then we just spent it for legal administration. And then we took 24,000 away from, the
Brad Price?
imprest. So theoretically, we put the professional services up to 85,000 from 40. we did that with just, leftover money, but the 24 came out of impress. Anyway, mine right now is spent to 88%. There's 75,383 spent. There's 85,000 left. My September will probably be 9 to 10,000, which means at the end of September or the September bills,
Run out of our budget.
that'll be
You're gonna
gone.
run out.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna find the money for it, if you don't wanna fire me right now.
Okay. We don't want to fire you right now.
I'd rather fire me.
The money's there. I'm just not, the money is there, I'm just not recommending
Yep.
a budget resolution at this
No,
point.
okay.
But that's the one that's right.
Now-
So the auditor's
Yeah.
expenditures.
Can you show us on that,
Sorry.
Aletha? What have we had to pay for legal?
Oh,
Up to now.
5,000 something.
5,185.10?
That's it, right
And
there.
okay, and what, was that of a proportion, a percentage
It
of,
was a percentage of nothing.
a percentage of nothing? So
Because-
that had to come out of someplace else?
It
Yeah.
came out of professional services.
Okay.
Professional services used to be, last year, Ruth and me.
Mhm.
And then it was nothing else, and then we started having to get lawyers, and so we started putting the lawyers under professional services on the expectation that when we found out how the heck much we were spending on lawyers, we would find the money and appropriate it. But I've just been traveling along by having the numbers just hanging out there. So we don't really have to appropriate it specifically for legal services, we just have to appropriate.
Professional services, fine.
Exactly. Okay, any other questions? Okay. I would like to tell you, since it doesn't appear to be in here, although I would mention it probably when we get to facilities, but I'm going to tell you that I am moving things over from this to QuickBooks. Because, for one thing, the reason really is, for one thing, it'll be easier for you to read, probably. But mostly it's because we are incapable of getting a balance sheet for our district. Because the treasurer can't do it, the auditor can't do it,
Okay.
and unless I have a program that'll do it, and I know QuickBooks will, we can't do it. And our bank requires a balance sheet. And I've given them all the data, and I've worked up one that looks like a balance sheet that has, and I've sent all the validation and everything, and the bank thinks it's swell. USDA doesn't like it. They want a balance sheet. So I am in the process of inputting January through June.
You can't export
No,
from Excel to
Well, 'cause-
QuickBooks.
I think
not,
this is custom, isn't is
Well,
that the,
yeah.
I mean.
Look at this mess I've got. I would no more try to export this.
I would.
Well.
But I type 12 words a minute, so I'd really try hard.
Well, the thing
Gotta
is,
use SWOT.
one can export,
You can,
yes.
yeah, from Excel.
Except that I have, this is gonna be January through June, and every time I do something like adding the reimbursement for medical, I make a new line,
Yes.
which means that back in the January.
It would be hard to explain to QuickBooks what all your
Yes, it would be,
columns are, because you don't.
Yeah.
it would be
you're-
impossible.
yeah.
It's a lot easier for me to just go in.
Go in and do it.
And
It's
input
gonna take a
all-
long time though.
Not really, I think I can do it in about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what's
I've
they're
already
waiting
put-
for, is the bank, the
Well,
USDA?
he only told me about it, he's just disgusted, he's just rolled his eyes and he said, I just can't believe it. He said, we gotta have this. So last Thursday, I went and I talked to both the treasurer and the auditor and got snotty replies from the auditor, nice response from, but I visited with them. And they can't do it. They can do it, but they won't. I mean, they can.
Well, having QuickBooks is not a bad idea.
It's a wonderful idea.
You haven't been using QuickBooks.
No.
No, but getting it switched over will be
okay.
good.
No, I mean,
It'll
so
be
are
fine.
you-
Are you teaching Jean QuickBooks?
I will as soon as I
Yeah.
get it straightened out.
Because
And then
we've
she-
been using QuickBooks.
Oh, I love QuickBooks.
Yeah, I think it'll be good just to switch over.
Yeah,
Even-
oh,
yeah.
absolutely. I just created this because this was my first shot out, and QuickBooks is pretty
Plus
expensive.
Excel is
so-
awesome.
Yeah,
So-
but Jean will be able to do all of this. See,
But
so,
I would suggest you get her signed up with one of those online
Training.
Sure.
trainings where it's really methodical and
I
you go
agree.
right
I
A to
agree,
B to
yeah.
C. Because we've used a lady at the accountants
Mm-hmm.
who's a specialist in QuickBooks
Mhm.
for our woman to learn from. And when she has problems, she goes and asks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a tough program. The learning curve is pretty.
I know it is. I know it is. I think that it's something Jean should do in the end, but she's gonna need a lot of help and advice, you know, just like these other programs she's been working with. We just get better and better at it all the time.
Well, you've got lynda.com and you've already paid for it.
Yeah, we got rid
And
of
it's
that.
right- you
Nobody
don't-
was using it. We paid for one whole year and nothing happened.
But is the year up?
My wife just pulled
Yeah.
up, so I don't know what
Because
she-
she-
Almost.
Well, she should be using it.
She's got a lot to do,
So,
you know.
so our reports will be in QuickBooks,
That's
because
right.
you don't want to do this twice.
No, no.
But I won't be able to read it unless I have the same QuickBooks.
I bet you she could export it or something, can't you?
It can be printed and sent, but you wouldn't be
I
able to.
won't be able to play with it.
True.
Well, you have QuickBooks for more than one machine.
No, you pay for every dang machine, I think.
Oh.
Oh, you can't get a site license.
You know
You
what
can't get a
though?
set license?
Well, there is something, they do have it in the cloud, and I haven't checked it
It
yet.
seems like you would need it, and Jean would need it, and if Andrea wants it, that would be 3 people.
From my experience, you
Maybe the
have to
cloud.
pay for every computer.
Oh, the cloud might be nice.
Yeah, but then you pay extra
Who
for the cloud.
cares?
but it
Who
might
just
be-
drove by? Was that Doug?
No, that's my wife.
Or was your wife?
Just
Oh,
curious
your
if she
wife.
was locked out.
It might be worth it to pay for the cloud. I'll figure that out as I get there. I've just.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to do a printout and evaluate it.
Right,
I'm much better at looking
yeah, I
at
know.
it, but I don't know QuickBooks. So it would be better if it could be exported to Excel. And I know it can be. It can go back and forth between Excel.
Right, but this whole thing has been a work in progress,
I know.
you know. And I'm not saying it can't be done, because
No, I know.
I'm a believer just like you. But you see where we came from.
Well, I think you're onto something. She needs sent to a professional course on how to do QuickBooks.
I agree.
And then exporting it to Excel will be part of that.
I think she can probably
And
get
then
the
we can
community
just look at it
college.
in Excel.
Well, that's what I'm thinking,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, there's probably a course you can take at community college.
And she's more
Something
than
like
willing,
that,
she's
yeah.
more than willing to take any training that we identify for her.
Let's
Yeah.
try that.
Well,
Let's
Okay.
find a way
ask
for her
around.
to learn from a professional.
About where, because I know they give these workshops, like you go over to Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
and they teach it for so many.
True, but
Yeah.
I think she'd
800
be
bucks or
better,
something.
better off at the community college, to tell you the truth.
If she's willing to do it, that would
See
be
what's
great.
available first.
Well,
and
it's
then go
slower,
from there.
you know, you have more time to absorb it.
It's a very powerful program if you
It
learn
is.
it too.
It's
So
fabulous.
so let's
Yeah.
do that.
And you can do interfund loans, and we'll be able to track our capital, you know, in a separate fund.
Yep.
Yeah.
And query the numbers with reports and all that. I mean, I think that's the trick, is that QuickBooks has a manual, and what we're doing now is great, but it doesn't have a book you can go to learn how to do it.
Exactly,
Well, that's-
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So
That'll be
we're
easier to pass
slugging our
on
way
to.
through this
Yeah.
year, and.
Well, we've come a long ways, and it's
Mhm.
fabulous that we have the information like we do. We've
Yeah.
done a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah, and now we want to get it where we can deliver a balance sheet to, you know, if we do grants, we have to have a balance sheet.
Yeah, no, it's good.
For
It's
big
good to
things,
go.
yeah. I'll look into what CC offers.
That would be really
Just
nice,
see.
thank you.
And any training.
We're also talking about a
Hi,
site
Erin.
license too.
Hi, how are
So
you?
I think
Good.
we have to pay,
Thank you.
because
Yeah.
then.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
where are we at
Yeah.
here?
I think we finished that, so it's the auditor's expenditure status report, and
Yeah.
that we just copied for you, and you can see the work I've done, that's the
Yeah,
one
I
that
see all
just
these little
came.
circles. And-
Yeah,
Not
Okay.
a single doodle though.
But this number, we already looked at the total.
oh yeah, you've already looked
So-
at it. This is just,
Okay.
yeah,
So then the signing of the vouchers.
right, and Alice, that's Alice.
How'd it look, Alice?
Oh, it looks,
So fascinating.
yes, it was. Do you have the numbers for me? Do you want me to make a motion?
Mhm.
Okay. I would like to move that we accept the August vouchers numbered 521 to 592 in the amount of $90,386.78. Put it all in one.
Sure, that's
The capital expenditure vouchers numbering 593 and 594 in the amount of $13,249.63. Personal expenditure vouchers numbered 562 and 563 in the amount of $1,592.11 for a grand total of August of $105,228.52.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That is approved.
Okay, we
All
got
right,
three
now,
of them to
what do
sign.
we need to
and
sign?
three of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, so sign them now, so I don't have to chase.
Yes, you can have your pen back.
Yep, we got our first medical reimbursements, and we got it all figured out, the instructions for it, and the documentation we
Oh,
need,
good.
and it's all working out just fine.
Good.
So it's my expectation that we're gonna save a lot of money, maybe $10,000, maybe more.
Well, considering you got to August without having to spend any extra money out of the health insurance, that shows, when we're paying.
It's working, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
concept's working.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
concept
you-
is proven.
We never thought it would be no one, I mean,
Yeah.
That's right, but if you look here, I've just added for the first time employee reimbursement, I changed the budget numbers. We had 88,000 just for the total thing. I split it out, the premiums are gonna be 67,840. We have $20,000 available. See,
Josh,
we're never
when
gonna
I
get
signed
there.
this,
No, it's
I did
great.
Patsy
Fabulous.
Adams Warnock or
Yeah.
Patsy Adams?
I've been putting it down as Patsy Adams Warnock.
Okay.
But correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I didn't
Okay,
change
so we're on to
my,
the
I legally
treasurer's
didn't
financial
change mine.
statement?
Oh, okay.
Which is,
That's the treasurer's report,
Yeah.
and I give it to you so that you can see that he gives
Everything
us
looks
a
good.
beginning balance.
Oh, I only
He
did
told
one.
us, what the auditor
It's
says,
all,
and he gives
There's
us an
three of
ending
them?
balance.
yep,
And those are the ones that correlate with what I give you.
all looks
it's
good.
Josh's fault.
Yeah.
Okay, then on administrative reports, we read the staff reports.
Mm-hmm.
How about the reimbursement program report?
I think I sent that to you.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
And it's right here.
Free.
We had 26 in July, so I mean, it's holding steady. And so far this month, we've had 6. 5 $34 cards and one $68.
Screwed up, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, I mean, I don't,
Yeah, I
I
did
don't
it.
think we need it because we,
It's,
Yeah.
it's nifty.
Yeah, so it's
Okay,
just holding
Yeah.
steady.
What, the thing is, to me, the difference in the $24,000 compared to what we could
the
pay.
10.
Well, that's what we knew all
Yeah.
along, Patsy.
I know, but it's wonderful to see
I know, it's
that,
wonderful.
Andrea?
that we were right.
Do we need a
Yeah.
press release? Okay,
And
so,
Alice has been suggesting
We
that
better
we
leave well enough
honor
alone
the
for a
same
while.
thing next year and appropriate, 40,000 and make it a limit or something, because,
I don't think we have to even do that till the end of the year, and we should know then
right,
target dates and things
Right.
like
Yeah,
that.
I think,
So
yeah,
right. I'm just,
I know.
I'm just saying, I think it's something that can be done.
I
because
think so.
But if we're filling a need for our people, then
Yeah.
Apparently we
It's
are.
worth looking
and-
at.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep,
I'm
Yep.
okay
If it
with
keeps
it.
the peace.
yep.
yeah, and,
Okay, facilities development
Did I
program.
say that?
okay.
Wait, can I ask what?
Oh, yes, of course.
I still would like data from Plaza Way. I don't mean to nag
Oh,
at
no,
Joel
that's fine.
or whoever.
Oh, yeah, the numbers, he doesn't have
Yeah,
that
he
in
doesn't
there.
put his,
Oh, on his thing, okay,
Check-ins,
I'm working
check-outs.
on one that compiles everybody's.
okay.
Oh, I love
and-
that.
Well, we'll see.
Sign.
Is it in
Well, I'll
Excel?
email
Yeah.
you what I have, I'll email everybody what I have on it so
You
far.
didn't sign
Okay.
it.
And then you can tell me if
The
that's
last
something
two.
good to keep going on, or if you want different.
It's just idle curiosity. I just
It's
like-
interesting.
Yeah.
The Plaza and Burbank are fighting each other for Cirque every month for who has the highest.
What's going on with, was it Prescott that had 600 some odd for the month, or some
The-
crazy number
For checkouts or for like?
for just people coming in and out?
I mean, sometimes in the summer it's just crazy. And they had a,
summer reading.
It's
and
the
Yeah.
summer
movie
reading program. yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
God, I looked at that one, what the
it
heck?
definitely spikes. Well, that's what the report
Yeah.
I'm working on has a, oh, there you go, there's a preview of it.
pass, plus,
Well,
That's a
and
huge amount
the
of
other-
people, that's awesome.
I don't know if all the branches did this, but
it's,
I was a
they're
little
different.
disappointed
They're
that they
different.
closed the summer
I didn't
program
do them.
so
That's
early.
And why did
Yeah.
they do that?
I
They've
can
done it.
speak to that.
Okay.
We have noticed in the past that August is generally when families take a lot of their family trips. And historically, over the 20 years that Tushy's been doing a summer program, there's almost no attendance in August. You have wheat starting, harvest and the onions, every big rural agricultural thing. We just don't get the kids.
But I don't necessarily mean any programs, I just mean letting the kids finish up
Oh, they
whatever
can.
they've committed to.
You can keep coming in all the way, we take kids in September too.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
they bring
'Cause I
their
asked-
charts in.
But they gave the
Claudia,
prizes
but
away.
yeah,
No,
they
we
kinda
have a
have
prize
given-
in Burbank,
yeah.
a
They've been
cookie as big
keeping
as your
them,
head
yeah.
at the end of August.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they're still
and we
working
still
for it.
have
Okay.
buckets of prizes.
Yeah.
Got a big head, I gotta
And
see
books.
these.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
it's,
heard about the cookie.
Yes, my kids say I can make my own for them if I don't win.
nobody's getting left out.
Okay,
We still,
okay.
even if somebody comes in to sign up right now, we would still let them
Oh,
sign
yeah.
up and do
Yeah.
their chart.
Well, we
so.
did an ambitious amount of pages.
Oh, yeah.
We're not quite there yet.
Yeah,
So, and-
keep going, you're
Yeah, I
fine.
will. I made him add up, no, I think we did minutes, and so,
Uh-huh.
and I had only, so we added them up with a calculator. And we're getting there, but, a couple more weeks. Because
Oh,
it's
no.
nice to
Yeah,
keep
you
them
need all of-
going.
yeah,
Yeah, you want to
exactly.
keep them
It's
going.
very frustrating for me as a mom because there doesn't seem to be anything in August.
No, and they're,
There's
yeah,
August programming in June
and they're
some
pretty
more in
fidgety
July,
by
and then
August.
is
Yeah,
very-
yeah.
And so I looked into that myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That
wondered,
was
it seemed really early this year.
Yeah.
Well, and now that I think about it, I think the city library actually is pretty much the same way. Most of the
I think
programs have
that-
come
And
and,
Seattle too.
Coming
I
on.
really think that's pretty common.
Hmm.
But we try and.
but as long as you keep the
Yeah,
dig into reading part open.
Yes, oh yeah.
Okay,
They can
okay.
come in whenever. We're
I
Okay.
think it
flexible.
eventually, it kind of peters out, we kind of keep that back to school date in mind, because then the
Well,
kids
yeah,
are.
that should
I
be
think the
done by
movies
then.
at the Hood Park is a great idea.
Yeah.
I think
It's a
that
great
could
use
go
of
even through
facilities that are there.
September. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's a good one. I like
That'd be a
that.
good
Now,
partnership to keep going.
Just get them coats and do it
In
in
the
the winter.
Waitsburg Times now, Amy Rosenberg is doing reviews of books.
Mhm.
And I thought that was really nice. They've given her quite a bit of space
Yes.
to do it. But I wondered how we could contact them to get some, not necessarily that, I'm not saying that we have to have somebody from our group talk about books, because she seems to be covering it, but somehow to get information about what's going on at the branches.
All we'd have to do is send it to them, and they would publish it.
Waitsburg Times is really good.
I know, they're wonderful, they've been very good to us. But we would have to actually send them something that was,
Are you talking
scaled
about
down.
sending something to the UB? Is that, or you're talking
No,
about
I'm
the
talking
Waitsburg?
the
Waitsburg.
Oh.
Town.
Waitsburg does, for the people, except for the local people in the donut, everybody reads the Waitsburg.
That's right, everybody, yeah.
Donut
They
people
go to
don't
one
read
until
the
they get upset with
I
it.
don't-
and then
they're-
go to the
they're-
other.
However,
I
it's a
don't know,
much
we have
more.
access to it.
At least
I
you
don't
have
know what-
Burbank, I don't think has anything, I mean,
No, Burbank doesn't.
Mm-mm.
no.
I'm
Tri-
just,
We don't read.
Oh, no, the Tri-City Herald will write
Tri-City
things, and I
Herald.
have the name of the woman at the Tri-City Herald who covers.
Yeah, we
Wa-
do have,
Walla
we get the
County.
Tri-City Herald.
Yeah, most people.
And the things that have, we've had quite a few come
Mhm.
out for that, like the Falcon thing.
That was good.
well,
So anyway,
I'm just
okay.
glad you put up the new ones. I click on that immediately when I'm looking for books.
Oh,
Or-
the
yeah,
link
the
that
new-
links
the
you to
new-
the
yeah,
newly added,
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of fun too.
Hot sheet.
But take a look at those stats, if you like them, I'll develop it more, I'll email it to everybody after the meeting. I was waiting because it wasn't, everyone
This
wasn't
is-
quite done entering their July stats, the
Yeah,
branches,
yeah.
so.
But I just thought it was so
Okay.
nifty. I
So
wanted
right
to-
here is,
Plaza.
blue would be,
I
yeah.
can see the
red would be
colors, the
Plaza.
colors look great.
Red's Plaza.
I don't know, I can't see it.
So
Plaza, I
this
think
is
is
like
better.
a person who walks, how is this counted?
Sure, let me get over there so I can look at the same thing. What the first page is hand counted so they can be off. Library visits, that's a person walking in the door. That's
Who
physical.
counts that?
People at the door.
Do they really?
Mhm.
Does it count?
Yeah, well, there's not a counter. We
But,
We keep a
have a
hashtag.
spreadsheet. Public computer usage, again, is you log someone on, you make a mark.
Right.
That
So
will
that-
get better.
That's easy.
Well, this new
Yeah.
system you have will
When
do
you have that
that
new
for
system,
us.
The new
then it'll-
system, you'll just do it.
it'll
by
be
itself.
automatic, won't
Yeah.
it?
So circulation is checkouts and renewals, and you'll see, I mean, Burbank is blue, Plaza is red, and they're very
Okay, the
similar.
fight is on, uh-huh.
Um,
No.
and I know. Well, it's friendly
Are we gonna do it
competition.
per capita, because I think we win.
Yeah, exactly.
My
You were-
competitive nature
If you're
kicks in
talking about
here.
percentage of population.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
then-
you got it, you got
Then
it.
it has new library cards issued, so you can see.
You
when
hit per
people get new
capita, I think
cards.
you're gonna have issues with Vista Hermosa out there.
Yeah.
I think
So,
everybody
so
gets
37
one.
people paid
Hands
$40 at Plaza?
But
So
it
far.
is a school library and the kids are forced to
37.
You could
walk
fight
down the
for-
That was
hall.
you could fight for
I'm
second.
sorry, it's over here. Non-res
Oh,
is
If
actually
you pull the school
17
kids,
this
then
year.
I think we can do it.
Oh, so this,
Yeah.
This is
The handicap.
new number total. So kids, children, see, that's the thing, I need to know from you guys if you want to break it down more.
okay, I don't, say it again, because,
Plaza had 35 new cards issued that month, 25 that month, so
Okay.
it's not, it's broken down by category. What type of
Oh,
card?
see, adult, kid, child.
oh,
We-
I
don't
don't
know
care.
if we need that.
I don't
Okay,
even-
no.
As long as
Yeah.
the number
No.
of cards.
I don't mind if you keep those numbers in case we wanna look at like a year-end thing.
Well, that's
but-
when these become useful, is when you got like 5 years, you can look back
Yeah,
and
and that's-
compare.
So how much is a child's card? Isn't it?
A non-resident card is a non-resident card, so it's right now,
It's any price.
the
Yeah.
way
Everybody.
the board passed it, it's the same price.
And really, sometimes the whole family uses a card,
Yeah.
so.
Right.
We didn't
Or you
specify,
keep
really
using
kinda
cards and you
meaningless.
grab
it's
whatever
family
kid.
card, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one is just program numbers, and then you'll see,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I have to keep going at Plaza Way to keep the number up.
Yeah, look at
Well,
that.
Christine and I show up at
Oh, I
every
think we
program.
won.
You did.
I don't
you
go-
did.
I don't go to Plaza a lot, but when I'm
The
in there, there's
programming one to
people.
watch is Vista though, because during the school year, they have gigantic numbers, because they do like 4 or 5 story times a day now.
Wow.
2 days a week, they're
Yeah.
doing like 10 story times. So
Holy cow.
Jose and
Is that
Angelica
a,
are
is that
very-
planning time for the teachers?
Yeah.
Is that what it
It
is?
rotates
Is it
around, I'm
tied
not
in?
sure, well, the teacher
Well-
comes, every time I've seen the teacher
Yeah,
comes.
I think
Oh,
it's,
it
I think
does?
it's part of their.
It's
But
part
it's
of their
part of their
Yeah.
curriculum. I mean, they're
Yeah, they bring
using,
them in, the whole class.
Oh, good.
they're
Good.
using the
That's,
library
you know, the
as
public-
their.
Well, school libraries have that, don't they?
Yeah, but it's a
Yeah.
planning.
Yeah,
Time.
but they're using.
Oh,
our-
yeah,
That's
the
what- that's
librarian
what I-
and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
To
that's
do
true.
their programming.
Uh-huh.
They
So,
drop them
Which
off.
we
and
love.
So,
Go take
Yeah,
off.
so I'll email that to you guys, and you give me feedback on what you want to see different, or which isn't there you want to see, and we'll do that every month.
And
I would
think
like to know what programs were successful.
Okay,
Because I know sometimes it's just happened to be that nobody showed up for this or that. But I think overall you can see a trend.
mhm.
Like the Zaniac guy was really good. at Burbank
That's what I
this year.
heard.
Yeah, he was
they
really
said they wanted
good.
him back,
And I think we should bring him back. But then there's other ones that just nobody,
for whatever reason. So you want
Yeah.
to see it broken down by specific program and who came. We can do that.
or you could categorize the type of program. I don't know how you do it.
Well,
'Cause I don't know if you
there's
want
no-
every
there's
single
But
program,
perhaps,
but
perhaps
Yeah.
the
We have it.
the theme
So we
of
can give
the
it to you.
being the geology type theme might not have appealed to everybody.
that's true. But don't
Even
you think
though
we
it's-
ought to know what's working and what's not
Yeah,
working? What's
But
really
every,
getting
Because if
people
we're not there
I
to
was
see
in
it, we want
Chelan County,
feedback.
and they were using it. I was in some other, I've been in a couple of library places where I've seen, they're all digging. It's the same program throughout.
It's the
Oh,
state.
Pretty much
it's
throughout
national.
the nation.
Yeah, yeah, that,
Oh,
but
it's
which
national.
one brought the kids in and which one
Yeah,
didn't?
all right.
You know, which of all
Now,
the activities?
One of the
Yeah.
things
Successful.
that Laura said was the person from they canceled one of their shows.
The band, I think.
No, it was.
Oh, the Whitman College geology. They had a death or something, right?
Oh, was that why it was?
Yeah, and
She
it
didn't
was
explain
Something
why.
she set up,
Something she's.
Yeah.
locally.
Yeah.
And they canceled everywhere. I think it was some. I think there was a death
It was death
somewhere.
in the, oh,
Yeah.
yes, because I wondered why they'd canceled.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because I know she had to postpone one because it was like 105.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be something that you would want in your review from the branch managers? I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
wouldn't in the interim, before we try to reflect it in the chart?
Of what worked and what didn't, or
Yeah,
what?
and why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
You
I
know,
know,
it's
sometimes it's a
really-
mystery why, and I have seen some great programs and only 2 of us showed up.
I held a
And there was no
program-
exact reason why, and I don't
Yeah.
think that meant the program failed,
Right.
by
I
any
held a
means.
program during
We live in
graduation,
small
I had no
communities.
idea, and then I was like, where is everybody? And I look outside, there's all these cars, they're at the school. It wasn't great, it was sports.
You can't
awards.
compete with that.
Right, so
Yeah.
there
I
you
think it
go.
would be a really good
So-
idea. The branch people get together at the beginning of summer reading, back in the spring to figure it out. I think it'd be really great if they got together after it was all over
Oh, yeah.
to do a,
Right.
you know.
And you know, it's more important they know than
And then
us.
have
Yeah,
a
really.
report.
But
Instead of
also-
a whole lot of different
Well, and-
reports with different.
I have on,
Good idea.
I have on our agenda for the summer, for Park and Rec, that we have to coordinate with branch managers in our town, because we, unbeknownst to them and unbeknownst to us, we both picked the same day a couple of times in a little bitty town. That's
Yeah.
not good.
Disaster.
And that's how,
Well, I think we get a
You
lot
don't
more
have so many
insight
kids.
if
that's how
the
feelings get hurt and
program
everything else
person
happens. It's a good idea.
said, this was really good because of this and this and this, and then Plaza said, it didn't work for us because of this, and then you've got different perspectives on the same program, instead of these pieces coming into the main branch, then we have to deduce what they meant.
Yeah, they
You
meant,
know,
I think Plaza has suffered from lack of,
people. I mean,
yeah, but lack of advertising.
Lack of
I've
advertising.
happened to walk in twice and Joel said, oh, you know, this is coming up, and I went, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be there, and I didn't know, I didn't have a clue.
well, they should put on the reader board for one thing, they should change their reader board.
I know.
And
Might just
there's
be
too much
some-
junk on the windows, so.
Yeah, I kind of said that.
Yeah, I told him that too, too much.
But the community comes in and wants, so, but there should be a place for it, and the important stuff should be what you see, and then if you
Well,
have time to
But
wander
there's
around.
community personality too. And like at Prescott, if they can't walk, nobody brings them unless it's a homeschooling mother. But you don't see people
From outside.
outside like 17 miles out
Sticks.
trotting a
Coming
kid
in.
in.
Well, what we'll talk to
They-
Joel about, we talked about this before, we have some bulletin boards in here that we could put one up maybe behind that OPAC computer and say, okay, this is the community bulletin board. Anyone that has a flyer for weight loss or lost kitty can
Right.
go.
put it in the
here.
back, by
I
the
agree,
bathrooms
because
or
it should
something,
not be
back
on
by
the-
the.
Is that-
Only
Yeah,
library
all
stuff should
kinds
be
of
on the
stuff.
window.
Is that something we need a policy on what
You
would be
can.
hanging on the bulletin
Let's try it
board?
without
Like,
one.
is-
I think we
need
can do
one.
without a policy, we'll just tell him to do it, because right now the other branches don't tack stuff in the windows.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's more important the manager knows what's worked than what we need to know as far as what programs work.
Well, what I
I
like
think
is that they
they can just do
can
that.
actually debrief and come up with ideas for next
But
year.
also, but
Just
also,
like you said, we should bring back so-and-so. Well, if they sit and talk to, they're gonna say, let's bring back so-and-so, they can write it down, and then in the spring, they check out so-and-so.
Well,
Right,
having them
and
get
another thing you
together
need to
Yeah.
say,
and debrief.
this was good, except it was 105 degrees and nobody came.
Yeah.
I mean, there are
Or
sometimes.
even 5 years ago, we had this worked, you get all that
Exactly.
experience of the
But they're
programming that worked
getting
on
together now at the
reinvent the
beginning,
wheel.
so they can
Perfect.
coordinate. And if
I'd like to see them continue to get more bonded as,
Well, that,
That's what we're working
because
on.
if you can get them
Good,
together,
okay.
then
We're
When
absolutely
do they
working
know
on
the
that.
theme?
contacts and
The
resources
theme's out
can be
right now.
shared.
Yeah.
For next year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what
Comes
is
out
it?
early.
What-
I have no idea.
It's,
But it's out.
It's there, it's available.
Well, because I like tie-ins,
Me
you
too,
know.
Yeah.
and maybe through the whole year, and it's been very frustrating to me to not, when another branch has this great thing, they
And you
don't
don't know
pass
about
that
it.
contact
Right.
on at
Yes.
all. It's
That's-
very
that's
Yeah,
what
like we
your
got
debriefs are
donated
for.
rocks,
This-
really nice rocks and gems for this
Yeah.
dig one. That it would be nice if everybody had those.
We tried really hard to do that, and one of the really good programs that affected Tushy glitched out because of bad communication. But the intent is to have everybody thinking about the same programs. Because if they go to different places, it's more affordable.
Right.
Well, and
yeah,
Right.
sure.
that helps break down that attitude of, I'm all for the
Absolutely.
competitiveness in the numbers, but it's not
Yeah,
our
no,
library and that librarian.
No,
We're working really
No,
hard.
no, no,
And that
I-
helps
I
with
don't
that
mean-
community.
I don't
We do
mean
not
to
stop.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a goal,
anything.
and that's what we're working
Yeah.
on, and that's what it's all about.
But I also like that you have your own autonomy. You don't have to follow, if so-and-so does a
Right.
program, you
Right.
still, as a manager, I
Right.
want to be able to have the ultimate
Right.
decision that
But-
that's dumb or that's dirty or
but to be-
whatever, and
And I-
say, no, I'm not
But to be
doing
left
I'm all
out
for that.
because
It's
nobody
the-
told them.
Yeah, no,
This
and
is-
especially if there's a
Yeah.
donor giving rocks, everybody should know about that donor.
Right,
or
and then be
somehow-
able to
yeah.
choose.
It's the opposite of that. Like, that this is, I don't want to do that because it won't reflect well in my community is one thing, but this is so good, I don't want anyone else to have it is what I'm worried
Well,
about.
Yeah.
And-
good,
we
good
don't want that.
point, yeah.
It's a good point.
We- I don't-
We're just gonna break down all of that.
Okay, sounds good.
well, next year is Fizz Boom Read. It's all science.
Oh, kids love science.
It's Fizz Boom Read. Teens is spark a reaction, and adult is literary elements.
I like that.
Start buying Diet Coke and Mentos now.
I adore that.
Yeah.
I think we need some
That's
dry
true.
ice for that.
Again, I
Ooh, even
think
better.
the public library in the dead of winter, don't they haven't they tried to do
A winter reading program.
a winter reading
Yeah.
program for adults?
They've done it in the past.
Oh, that'd be all right.
And I
I
don't
think
know how
Alexis did.
Is it
successful it's.
community read, is it like that?
No.
No, it's just like a string of programs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's taken on different formats, but
Some of the,
Well-
what are the Washington things they can, the speakers, I can't,
the Humanities Washington
Right,
people
right,
and,
right.
yeah, there's things like that.
And when we have our building, you know.
Yeah, well, we'd have a
That'd
good
be
place to
nice,
do it.
'cause
and everything.
you
Yeah.
do something for the adults,
Right.
just for
Yeah.
the adults in the winter, and
Right.
when the kids
Yeah.
are driving
Yeah.
them nuts in the summer, they have
Right.
something for the kids to
Yeah.
go to.
And maybe like you say, well, even though August peters out, maybe to try to space them out a
Yeah.
little bit more.
It is something, but in August, we pick up all our usual monthly programs.
Okay.
So we kind of ignore those in the summer because we just can't do everything. And in August and September,
You
we
start
really
again.
start with the PJ story time and stuff like that, so.
Are
Their
they
stuff
really,
is
are
not
they
like-
really gonna sleep over?
No, unfortunately, they just come in their jammies and then they go
It was
home. And Carlotta puts on her jammies. It's really
Yeah.
cute.
That's a big liability to keep kids overnight.
I would love
You'd have to lock them in and
Do you sleep
We have a
over?
couple
we'd need a
adult
policeman at
chaperones.
night.
Yeah.
And,
It would be too bad.
Yeah.
We did it at the Science Center.
Not 13, 14, 15-year-old kids, you
Yeah.
know, little ones.
Keep a bucket of water on hand.
And,
I think,
Cold
I
water.
think I
Anything
should,
for facilities development?
well, I want to talk about facility development, but let's skip to staff news right now since we're talking about staff.
Oh,
And
okay.
what staff can do. First of all, we've got 4 people going to the PNLA, Pacific Northwest Library Association, conference in Boise next week.
Who,
This way.
who are we sending?
Sherry Marquardt,
Where's she work out of?
she's
Burbank.
Youth Services at
Burbank.
Burbank.
Excellent.
Laura Schnick, who is Prescott.
Perfect.
Carlotta is going, and,
Isn't Claudia?
yes, Claudia from
Good.
Plaza.
I just got an email from somebody with restaurants in Boise. Do you want me to send it to somebody? I'll send it to, I mean, really, somebody wanted to, they're going to.
Yeah, but
Bo-
they'll probably get fed at the conference, but go ahead and send it to them, sure.
It'll go
Sure.
adventures.
Now, can everybody do Gmail? Do you just do their name?
Anyone at the library, you can start typing their name and it'll autocomplete in our rural library thing. So if you start typing Claudia, it'll start auto-completing.
Oh, it will.
You want
In Gmail?
type
In-
Josh.
in our
He's got
Gmail.
4 email
Okay.
addresses that
Okay.
pop.
Okay.
And then there's a special singing with little children kind of thing over at Dayton. It's going around the state, and Dayton happens to be one of the locations. So a number of our staff are going to that on a one-day affair. And,
I'm
It's
going
to
the one in
teach
Pa-
singing?
In Pasco.
Right.
So I'm hoping that Burbank.
Singing and
people are going
programming
that
for
way.
children.
Okay.
Any news?
Okay.
well, everybody knows about it, and everybody's been authorized to go, but to just let us know so we can make sure that, that we cover the desk hours. Because there are a few of us left that aren't going, that could run around the district and cover it, because this is really hot stuff.
What is this one in Pasco and Dayton?
Dayton, it's, well, can you speak what it's called? It's sing, play, and,
Gosh,
Yeah.
signed up for it before my
and it-
trip. So
yeah,
like
it's a,
very, it's supposed to be all hands-on and learning about bringing your books alive and another kind of programming for younger kids
mhm,
and active and dancing and singing.
yeah, using
Which they
music
love.
in your
Yeah.
program.
Little kids.
And everybody
Excellent.
just jumped on it, they're really excited about that. People who are children's programmers, which I'm not, so I went, oh, and they went, wow, I can't wait for, so, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But, so that's 2 things, and then Lara Schnick is going to American Rural
It's Association of Rural and Small
and
Libraries.
Rural.
It's a weird acronym.
ASRL, Association of Small Rural Libraries, and Chris is going on a scholarship paid for by the state. And Lara has family in Omaha where it's being held, so she is going on her own dime to Omaha, and her friends group paid for her registration. And we would have done it, but she asked her friends before I was asked. And also she did go to OLA, WLA with some other people. So we're trying to spread, the goodies around.
That's nice.
Yeah, but it's very exciting, that they really want to take advantage of these things. Plus, you talk about bonding. I mean, this is how we bond,
Yeah, you
send them off
everybody
in a
needs a
car
road trip,
together,
yeah.
For 3 days.
No,
Road trip.
when they get
M&Ms
back, is there going to be a
and Coke and
debrief
car.
that way they
They'll
can
have
bring
to
what
be
they've
in.
learned to the other staff? Or
Well,
hate each other.
because
One or the other.
we have a staff, an all-staff day on Columbus Day, when we close down all of our libraries. And they will, of course, talk to their each and own staff because they're coming from different places. But maybe they can give a generalized report too.
because that's a secondary value. We send one person. If we lose
Right.
them
I think
somewhere
that's
else, we've
important.
lost
That's
that
a good
knowledge.
idea.
But if
Real
they
good
bring
idea,
it
Thomas.
back-
Real good
And then
idea.
that's bonding, in that library. When somebody just goes and comes back and they're like, I did all this awesome stuff, but they don't,
And they don't share it, yeah.
that can create
You hear
a
about
rift.
drinks and dinner
So
and
that would be great if they came back, even with their flyers, I know they
Right.
bring home so much
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, the
And
thing,
just said, hey, look at these things, and I think that would be
well, when you
awesome.
talk about Burbank,
Mhm.
you've got a lot of people out there.
yeah,
You talk about Plaza, you've got 3 people,
just making sure that the teachables come back that way
Yeah,
because that
except
grows
they're
the
gonna be
district instead of growing the
At the county
individual.
library, so they need
know.
access to the
I know.
good stuff
Um,
too.
Laura and Susan are now having staff meetings so that they convey shared information.
Good.
And of course, Chris has staff meetings. I don't believe Plaza has staff meetings. They just talk to each other all the time. So, it's a very good point, but that's why I'm sending a person from each branch.
Good.
So that it actually can get back.
So back in the day when we had to go to neurosciences and gastroenterology conferences, you would, if you had the privilege of going, you had to write a report when you got home.
And that's kind of what I'm driving
Yeah,
at.
teachers did
If
too. You
we're
had
gonna
to
get
share.
a value
You had
out of
to
sending
share.
these people to Omaha.
Right.
Yeah, I think I went to
The
Omaha for
district should-
gastroenterology.
I know
No, it's
that
LA.
Chris has to write a report
And
for the
if
state.
we're sending one person, then
Omaha.
something should come
Yeah,
back for the
yeah.
outlying
And
libraries.
she is
'cause
doing that.
how does that help Prescott or Touchy or Vista or Plaza? I think I got them all.
I have increased Jean's hours by 5 per week. She's now coming in at 7:30 in the morning because she's taking on more and more of this really important kind of stuff. And that's good, and that's already, I've already calculated out the budget and everything, and when we get to budget time, which will be, I'll present it to you first, probably, I might run some by you in September, but absolutely in October, because you'll want to be looking at it and adopting it in November for next year. So, anyway, the administrative part of our core service is Jean and Carlotta's ILL, and the backup that we have for Josh, and whatever Callie does for us for covering books and so on and so forth. And what we've been doing all year is trying to balance out the labor in the administrative center, so that when we move forward to County Central, everything's in place. And that's my goal, is to line everything up and get it in place so that nothing changes when we move into County Central.
It's a smooth transition. yeah.
So nothing changes.
That's good.
So, with that in mind, I've also increased Lara's hours by 6 a week, so that she's the only employee in the entire district that doesn't get prorated vacation, sick, and holiday. And she's, been working for us for 9 months or whatever, but the point is, she's the only one because she works those few Prescott hours. Well, Erin doesn't, but
We'll cross that bridge.
we'll cross that
eventually.
bridge when we get to it, yeah. And, well, there
Now,
are some
putting-
shelvers, there
Where
are
are
a
you
few
putting Laura
shelvers.
then? Where does she go?
Well, what she's gonna do. First of all, she's gonna start working on youth services for County Central. That's gonna be, because she will undoubtedly transition to a 3/4 time youth services position at County Central, which I'm funding through the budget. And then Prescott will go back to somebody at, maybe Susan will want all of it, you know, for the hours. But anyway, Prescott seems to be our training ground, doesn't it?
It's been that way. It's been
Yeah,
that way.
but Laura now has her master's in library science. Her specialty is youth services, and youth services is what we lack and will need at our large library. So that plays into what you were saying about the programming, about adult programming and all of that, because she will have hours, 32 hours, next year, not this year, but next year, in order to start developing adult programming, youth programming, and all of that. So she'll be in place, even though County Central isn't open, she will have the hours to do that kind of programming work, because she's good at it and she's organized. And she'll be able to help the branches, you know, with their planning. So that's the goal there. So I gave her 6 more this year, so that she could cash in on the, you know.
Well, I'm sure they have a use for her out there in Prescott too, just based off their numbers, that
Well,
they're getting
I
a
saw
lot
her-
of people in
because
there.
I saw her
we
at
need-
Plaza.
Huh?
I saw her one day at Plaza.
Yeah, and
She was out at
any
Tushy.
substitute work she's going to do will come out of those 6 hours first
That's
before
good.
she's paid as a sub. And the same thing for all of 2014 until County Central opens.
Excellent.
Any substituting she does will be subtracted from those 32 hours. So we save money there. So this is the plan, and then we will have to make some shifts. Well, actually, there's just some other figuring I'm doing, but Laura and Jean for this year, for the reasons I gave, and then I've got more hours in for Erin next year, so that there can be double coverage for some of the new hours at the Tushy branch, because it'll be busier and so on and so forth. So that's built in. There's a few more hours for Susan for the same reason, so that when the library's open, if it's after school, we can have 2 people in the building instead of just 1, stuff like that. So, so that's kind of the staff news. And I've written it on that thing that I'm forwarding to you. It was in the thing I forwarded to you on Thursday, and also again on Sunday, the remarks about the hours. But that's the plan for Lara. Although she'll keep working at Prescott next year, as well as doing these other things.
Until the County Central opens, or?
Exactly.
Perfect.
And she'll be available for substitute and also for programming and that kind of thing. Plus,
And that's really good, because that'll get her in the other libraries to
yeah.
get her hands on.
Well, the other thing is too, that Anna is working diligently on opening day collection. And we need to have a really
That's my dog.
good,
That's Sunny.
I knew I recognized that dog go by.
a really good
She's just come
young
from
adult and children's opening day
hairdresser.
collection, because we don't want to remove that much stuff from our branches. So Laura can work with Anna
To make sure that that's a good,
to,
Fit,
yeah,
yeah.
on working on that. So, and that's a really huge job, because in addition to the normal ordering, she's going to have to develop this opening day collection.
Maybe we should have what they call a soft opening in restaurant terms, where
Yeah.
you really don't have a one-day, free-for-all. You
Just
just
pull
kind
them.
of, maybe a week before you're open, you really are open, but
so the
you just,
glitches are done and then.
yeah.
Open
yeah.
up for half a day or something,
Yeah.
and
You can just open and not tell anybody.
I-
and
What
see how it
kind
drives
of,
out.
and-
I kind of like the let her rip mentality, but I mean,
Well,
but
a
you're
lot of
right.
times the grand
Well, no,
opening is
because-
a week after.
And
Yeah.
roofs, I mean, she said that was a disaster that one time where the shelves were just
Empty.
wiped
Right.
wiped clean. And we don't want to, like you said, you don't want to strip from every branch,
No.
just,
No,
Well, that's a good
That's the
idea.
fun
Just to
so
do
you
a
really,
slow
it's called a
rollout.
soft opening.
And that'll let you
Yeah.
know how your traffic's gonna
Yeah.
work out,
Right.
make sure all your outlets are working, all your water's
Yeah.
working.
Right,
It's, once they get done with the building, you never know what knob didn't get turned or.
right.
And I still think we should do Carol's idea of a grand opening of check it out. That was her theme, check it out.
yeah.
So everybody could come check out the new building.
It's
And
not
then
a
she
bad
wanted
idea.
little book bags with check it out
Uh-huh.
on it for people. I
Yeah, and
think
that's
that was
good, and
really
usually you do
clever.
a grand
Very
opening.
clever. I
Remember
thought
when
it
she
was.
wanted that?
Yeah, I think it'd be
And
nice.
she wanted everybody to
a
get a
month or
little
so
mailer
after.
that said, you know,
Check it
Yeah.
out.
Okay, that's good.
Very good.
Soft opening, but grand.
Yes,
Oh, I-
yes, grand.
Well,
Oh,
grand
the
could
grand
be-
comes later.
Yeah.
have your celebration a week later or 2 weeks.
Yeah, right, you have punch and all kinds
Yeah,
of good stuff.
exactly. Invite people.
Yeah, okay, so that's pretty much the staff news. The staff is
a lot
excited
of
about what
news.
they're doing.
So that's a lot of news.
It is a lot of news, and it's because I'm trying to get things in place
Beautiful.
so that the new director can do what the new director wants, but I will be able to show the new director what I was thinking when,
Well, she doesn't have
The
to,
new director's gonna be very busy without having to do all
they
that.
don't have to
Yeah.
reinvent the
Well, and
wheel.
that's.
well,
they
that's
have
right,
a
and I've
direction
thought this through so
about it.
utterly, you know, and people say, oh, well, you're gonna open 15,000 square feet, you're gonna have all these other personnel. No, we've got the skills throughout the district. They're here, they're at Plaza, it's Laura floating, we've got them.
Mhm.
We've got them. You don't have to go out, see? So I want to,
We've got
I
a lot
want to
of
design
paper.
the budget so that it speaks what we're doing. And then if adjustments have to be made along the way, so be it. But,
Okay,
yeah.
how are those the facilities
Well, they're
development?
fine. I mean, USDA loves us, and my Washington Trust
Finally
guy,
some
he
of
just keeps calling and saying, oh, God, he said, I don't know why they won't, you know, but USDA, yeah, everything's fine. The appraisals are in, they look fine. Everything looks fine, but they want a balance sheet. And I've sent them all manner of things, and the Washington Trust guy thought they were wonderful, and sent them on, and no, they want a balance sheet. So he and I have
Have they
talked.
sent you a balance sheet template then?
Oh, and I know what balance sheets.
No, but I mean, what they really want.
What
Oh,
their
I know what they
expectation
want.
is.
Oh.
They want it popped right out of a program. And, you know,
They want something
Out
they're
of
comfortable
QuickBooks.
with.
that's what they're gonna get. But what I'm gonna do is put it all into QuickBooks, then I'm gonna take it down to an accountant. The accountant's gonna pop it out and sign it. Because it has to be signed that this is done according to GASB standards. Well, the accountant will look at what the treasurer gives me, which is GASB, and the accountant will look at what I've done with our expenditures, which have gone into QuickBooks, which will be GASB, and then he can sign it, because he's an accountant. And I think, I'm hoping to have that done in like, from 2 to 3 weeks.
Is that all that's holding us up from
That's
getting
it.
Tonka trucks in and seeing stuff come down and
That's
walls
all.
go up? All
That's
right.
it. Yeah.
Well, and all the red tape of planning and approval, and we still have to wait on all that.
Well,
Isn't
that's
that
the
a shame?
bank
So
thing.
we're
That's
quite
the
a bit,
bank
we're quite a
That's
bit
the
away
big
from
stuff.
seeing.
Yeah, as
Men
you
in
well
hard
know,
hats.
our site plan has been turned in to College Place, it's official. It's now in the comment period. The comment period will be over on Thursday. After that, they don't have hearings, they just take comments and then it goes to council.
Have they
And
had
then-
comments? think
I don't
they
know.
They don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
nothing's online? Did
They
you
aren't
see-
publishing anything, no. I don't know if they do when it's closed or what. But
Yeah,
I'm
But
So
assuming.
anyway.
when is that final?
it'll be final at the next College Place.
You know when that meeting is, the next.
Is it something we should put in a showing for?
We could.
Because if we don't know what Luck's doing.
Well,
Somebody
all
on
Luck can
ours.
do is put in comments, and if
Right.
Luck were doing something, they'd probably tell, College Place would probably tell me.
Let's see.
But there's nothing they can do, I mean,
You don't have a,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, though, Tom. If we
That's-
have the date of the meeting where it's going to be talked about and approved or not, I think we should be there. Some of us should be there.
I don't
Fine.
know if we all need to be there, but I just,
Well, we've been staying away from,
if it's expected, then.
we've been staying away from the places where they have the hearings because,
Well, and I found their schedule. It looks like they have a meeting in the beginning of the month and a meeting at the end of the month.
So there's another meeting this month.
There's a meeting on tonight, the 12th, and then the
Oh.
next meeting is probably the 20-something. That's what it looks
Probably
like. It's
2
like the
weeks
10th and the
from-
20th, the 10th, that round there.
mhm.
So,
Second and fourth.
month.
I don't know what the etiquette is for this kind
I
of
think
stuff.
they're on
If we
Monday.
just wait for their decision, or if we need to be
Well,
there to
well,
do the
after,
cheerleading thing, or.
we'll be talking to them after Thursday
Okay.
and see if they got any comments. Because their planning commission is the one that's prepared all this and passed it on for comments, and it's complete.
Okay.
And we have done everything that they wanted us to do. So the only thing that could hold it up would be if they got a comment that somehow jarred the city council. Because the planning department, the whole planning department has approved it right down to the last toenail.
Excellent.
So,
Are they live? Are their meetings live? No.
I've only found minutes.
so there shouldn't be any problem at all.
Okay. So I don't know what the
Yeah.
etiquette or decorum or
Protocol.
Yeah,
there we go, protocol
Yeah, the
is.
protocol, and I think that would be fine to go to the meeting when they approve it, sure.
I've done that.
Yeah.
They should have done decorating.
We have them doing the cultural resources review, the $6,000 job.
Yeah.
And we
Own
had that
business.
in process before the planner said, maybe you'll have to do it. And I said, it's been ordered. So, oh, great, he said. So the only thing that could occur from that is that if they find anything in their 10 holes, like if they find, arrowheads or rocks or something,
I'm
then
concerned with that.
then we have to have somebody monitoring it as we progress. They
Well, we
don't,
could all volunteer.
they don't take the property
Take
away from
shifts.
us, but they
Oh,
just,
that's-
they monitor it.
Make sure you don't hit any
So they can
bones.
have anything that's found or.
Right, because the
yeah,
law
yeah.
requires that the
Stops
tribes be
everything.
informed when somebody's working on land that has a high probability. And he said to me, he said, the tribes will probably require the cultural resources review. And I said, we've already ordered it. And he said, oh, great. So I don't see any problem there. Now, the design, I have run both designs, both County Central and Burbank through a cost estimator, a contractor whom I know personally, who's done a huge amount of work for my library system down there, because we were getting really bad numbers from John's consultant, and John's the one that told us. He said, this is not working. I said, bag that guy, let's get this guy. John said, great. We got this guy, he came in with the numbers, and he said, okay, he said, I can value engineer this so you can keep the same footprint and have what you want. And he worked really hard on it, and John is thrilled. So right now, John is working on the design that changes some of the footing, some of the this, and some of the glass and that and stuff. But we're gonna have our 15,000 square foot building, and it's gonna look beautiful. And it's gonna have the same profile and everything. So, and now he's working on Burbank, and tomorrow, John and I are going up to Burbank, and the guy is going to meet us at Burbank, and he's gonna look at it because we wanna phase Burbank, meaning we don't wanna close it down while we build. And so he's worked out a phase, that's what he does, he's a contractor, and he's designed this phase, and it adds to the cost, but maybe not that much, and you don't have to close the library for 3 months.
Good.
See, so he's gonna go up and he's gonna walk through and he's going to validate some of his assumptions. And anyway, it's a really lucky thing that we got to do this.
So he's gonna be the contractor?
No.
This man? Okay.
No.
Doesn't it go out to?
Yeah,
Okay.
he could bid on it if he wants.
Okay.
If he wants to. I have already talked to the legal department at the state of Washington, MRSC, whatever it is. And they said as long as he didn't design it, then he can bid on it. But the design's been done by our architect. All he's done is give us some value engineering, and the value engineering is going into the drawings that are going to go out to bid. So he won't have any secret knowledge. And I don't think he's gonna bid on it anyway. I wish he would, because he's very honorable, but I don't think he will. So,
So how does that work? Is it published in the paper? How does that work?
no, you send it out to, they have, state and regional, bid, bid offices. And they collect the bids for contractors for all things. And contractors get daily feeds from these things. They used to have to go in and get them, but now they just get daily feeds. Whatever they do, if they're plumbers, if they're, drywall people, if they're generals, if they're well drillers, whatever they are, they find out where all of the public contracts are in the state. And they look at it, and that's why we had to get the, appraisals. Because we're not required by law, that guy of John said we were, but we're not. Required by law to send the estimate appraisal to the bid people. I said, that worries me, because if we get a bum appraisal, they're gonna bid high and,
Yeah.
But I was told that it would be wise to send it, because that way, those contractors that can't bond at that high number won't bother spending their time trying to bid it. That's why we needed a really good appraisal instead of a pie in the sky thing. So it's all coming together.
Excellent.
It's all coming together.
Just not fast enough.
Basically.
I want to see Tonka trucks, hard hats, and guys with hammers. That's
Yeah, I think that's all the stuff I wanted to tell you about our building progress. It's all coming together.
So when is Tushy on?
Well, John is right now coming up with the bid documents for County Central based on the value engineering. We're going to have the value engineering on Burbank probably next week. So then John will start in on that, and that'll go out to bid. And then Prescott's the easy one, so he'll do the bid documents on that, because that's gonna be the price that it is. It's not complex. And then he's gonna sign Tushy.
So it was done alphabetically.
Almost.
I'm just telling people that we're last in line now, and we just need to be patient, and they're mostly, do we have anything we could put in the
Yeah.
window?
Already asked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we have it.
People
It's
are
just
really-
a drawing. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, oh my god, every day, and
So
they're
small.
really aggressive, so if you could have some, that'd be,
They're hungry for knowledge.
yes.
They're hungry for knowledge, yes. We have some.
It's because they're very proud of that building, and they wanna
Mhm.
make sure we're doing good things, and
Right,
so,
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, we have a nice drawing.
That's good to know, though, that they.
Yeah,
And
they're
on
really
staffing, I
nice.
should say that
Concerned enough
we
to
have
study.
been using Gabby this summer to do programs at farm labor homes, and it's been really successful. So that's part of the salary structure we have right now.
At where?
Farm
Farm
labor
labor
homes,
homes, yeah.
going down there and doing
that's right, 'cause that's-
Spanish language.
Towards the state line.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
on this side of the
Yeah.
county line. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and Gabby told me the other day that now they're asking her things. Well, are you going to be at this? Are you going to be at that? And I said,
Mhm.
well, if they start asking you those things, you just have to start saying yes and showing up.
Mhm.
So she'll, I said, just keep asking Aletha if they want you at this
Right,
public
and I,
thing.
yeah,
you know.
I just keep looking at the size and shape of the programs and what it would be called and how it fits into our budget and so on.
Just enroll
Because
receipt.
historically,
Yeah, that's-
farm
because-
labor homes has figured into it, from what I understand, that some people thought we would build a building
Mhm.
at farm labor homes.
I thought that the
Or
Tushy
trailer.
thing
Well,
was
and I was
going
gonna,
there.
yeah, I've already
And
priced
it's,
out hauling.
but Punky had at the time said that the organization at farm labor homes wasn't strong enough to.
Well,
No,
There's
we
been
had to
some
provide the
changes.
trailer or
Yeah.
something, we
but-
had to do.
But she was feeling that they were in such flux that it wasn't a good idea for us to even
Put out roots.
well,
But maybe
I think sending outreach down there is the right
That's
answer.
right, that's good.
And we were talking about sending the Tushy trailer down, but now the school district wants to buy it. And that would save us from spending the money to move it.
Okay.
And if we can keep doing the outreach, it's probably better all the way around.
We need a
And-
bookmobile.
No, we don't. I know, I love bookmobiles, but they're very expensive.
Oh, I know.
Very expensive.
We need a failed taco truck as well.
I love bookmobiles.
I do
We could
too.
sell ice cream out of it.
Yeah.
And then it'll.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's supported,
Well,
right?
then
Pay for
we
gas.
could serve Dixie and Walla.
Yeah.
Eureka.
Uh-huh,
She
yeah.
has a good idea. Pay for gas with ice cream.
See?
Sell ice cream out of it and books.
Get you a paper hat,
Yeah.
Josh. You got a van already.
Coffee. Seriously, that's not a bad idea.
The coffee ice cream reading.
I used to
Wing
drive an
wagon.
ice cream truck. They could be very lucrative if you don't eat all the fudge cells.
You speak from
I love
experience.
that. Could you imagine kids would come running?
Well, if you guys get into the bookmobile down the road, you're gonna
The
have
ice
to go
cream
look
truck
at,
bookmobile.
go look for grant money and then try to
Nice
find a
drinks.
used one where somebody can't afford to run it anymore. We had a Gerstenslager that we ran from 1956 until 1982.
Wow.
And then I got a grant for a new bookmobile. And they're down there complaining they want another one, but they don't. But the thing is,
They don't know what they're
the
talking
thing
Not
about.
getting one.
and that Gerstenslager, it never failed. The problem was it had single reservoir brakes, you'd understand that. And we had a lot of hills and mountains. And if, you know, if you lose your reservoir, you don't have any brakes.
Oh,
And most of these really heavy vehicles now
Keeps things
have.
exciting.
I know. We had
here
an
come your
old-
books.
You can write books that write on the stories of
We
the dangers of the
almost
bookmobile.
lost an old guy,
Oh, my.
yeah, that was driving for us,
That's
but he was
scary.
experienced driving logging trucks. And
So he
just-
could save it.
Well, he knew how, well, it had
You need those
You know the drawings
runaway,
you always
those
see in the mountains, you
runaway.
won't show up?
And
It's for the library truck only.
So you can,
10
Wow.
years.
Yeah, no, I like
Yeah,
the
it
ice
was
cream truck.
Fabulous.
Combo.
Fabulous. So anyway, bookmobiles are really fun and people love
we can
them
get a
and
job
children
yet.
love them and they can go to little towns and they're really good.
Right.
But they're very, very,
Get some
very
crafts off the
expensive
back.
and you have to, you can't use them for courier because they're too expensive to run. You know, I mean, you can't run them twice a week, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Gas is
Now-
so
You can't do it.
expensive.
now we're reading about all this building down at Wallula, like Rail-X, the new part that they're gonna have for the wine and stuff. Are we going to be getting some more tax money
Of
then?
course we are. And you guys are gonna have to watch this like a hawk because you're probably gonna come into money. And just look at how you wanna use it. Don't go hog wild on expanding things, but
Wild
there are things
dreams,
that can really, you know.
It looks, I mean, I think there's,
It's a lot of
everything's gonna
value,
go up.
but-
I mean, they're gonna build more.
Didn't that all
I
used to be
know,
part
I
of the
know.
view shed?
I
And it's
know.
not gonna be in the
What
city of
happened
Walla when they build.
No, I know.
Nothing
And
new
you're
is
gonna
there.
have the money. You're gonna have the money and it's gonna be a real blessing.
Well,
And
here's
you
the
can start
thing
talking
too.
away for a bookmobile, you know,
Ice
20,000 a
cream.
year.
Yeah, when we
Whatever
spend it
works.
around, it'd be
I mean,
nice
if
to
you
build up
look
our
at-
cushion again.
If that building was $20 million, we'd net 10,000. That kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's a lot of staff training, and that's
It
a
could
lot
be,
of
yeah.
programs,
I mean,
that's a lot of.
It's a kick, but it's
A lot
not
of
winning the
ice cream.
lottery. It's
That's
you know,
right.
It's a lot of ice cream.
Winning the
Yeah.
lottery is getting college plays to sign up. Oh, and
Not
Josh
even.
and I on Thursday are going to visit with the new principal of the high school, which is yet to be built, who is a technology guru, who's fascinated by what we're doing, loves
Excellent.
us.
Isn't he from Wakai?
Yeah.
Mr. Jameson.
Yep,
Mr.
Jameson. And he's looked at the building and he knows all the technical woo-hoos to put into it. And he's going to share with Josh and Josh is gonna share with him. And he also is really, really interested in, he and the superintendent are interested in finding a way to have all of their students be able to use our facilities, which means money.
And
So-
then they wouldn't build a library in theirs, so.
Oh, sure.
Oh, they would,
Of
yeah.
course,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of course. So this is just an exploratory.
Well,
And
good.
speaking of
Conversation.
technology, did you look into the smart board situation?
I did, and
I got to
it's-
play
it's-
with one.
You got to play with one.
At a
But
prison.
Oh, good.
it's nice to know that the high-end ones. I mean, you really are looking at like $1,800 to $5,000 as the range.
That's
So
all?
they're totally doable.
Yeah.
That's grantable.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get a grant
yeah,
for that stuff.
absolutely.
I think it would make sense, we talked about it a little bit when we were talking about, after the meeting, where we talked about it. It would make a lot of sense in some place with a large, room to a dedicated meeting room to physically install it.
Just would.
Because you can do anything with them, you can hook game systems up to them,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
do,
Well, it's-
the educational games, you can present to them.
It's
with
just
this
this,
stuff.
right?
Well,
Because
it's
the one I played with, I could draw red,
Uh-huh.
green, and
Yeah,
blue on
yeah.
the
Yeah, the kids
screen,
have, every classroom has.
which
yeah.
to me
They're
is
really-
neat. But it's I don't see the full app. I don't see how it's
You'd
cool
have to
beyond
probably,
that yet.
yeah.
And as far as like playing video games through them, you can do that with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can just what you're doing,
But aren't
the-
document cameras cheaper? I mean, schools have been having those for
like an
20
overhead,
years.
yeah.
They're kind
So I-
of
It
like, but you can
depends.
run it through the computer as well.
I'd
Yeah.
want to see how the school's
This
using
is
it.
why you have Josh,
So
because he's,
the school uses it like, they're doing math and
Come up to the board.
you come up to the board and you say, okay, and Luke starts picking things and it's like a giant iPad for him. And he's touching it, it's a touch screen. Or he picks up his little red thing and he,
See, that's what I was doing.
So
I was
he's-
writing.
it has
Right
its
on too.
applications.
you have it looks like a pen, it looks like one of those whiteboard markers. And
It
when
looks
you
like a
mark,
giant
it's
crayon.
red, but it's computerized.
So it can tell where that thing's at on the screen. So when you
And you
draw
have
a
like
circle,
4 colors or something.
we had
I would
three
say
in a
probably
race,
Burbank and County Central
but it was cute.
would
But
be really good.
They would have good rooms for it, yeah.
the how's that new gizmo that they got at Burbank? Is it getting a lot of action or?
Oh, I haven't asked them, but, when.
Oh, that new
when-
toy.
When I've been in on demos, the kids just gravitate to it and they just won't leave it. so.
Have your kids used it?
I haven't seen it. I didn't go and look at that.
But
Last time we were there, we were outside.
I saw they
Maniac.
tweeted or Facebooked or some damn
yeah,
that
it's
it was there.
impossible to imagine that kids aren't using it, it's just
No,
so
I-
cool.
Yeah, I'll check into it. I hadn't gone back to the computer.
Yeah, and then we're gonna move it on to Vista. What,
Yeah.
we say 2 months?
That's what we have to figure out. We figured like 2 months to kind of float it around, and right now we're just figuring out.
That also keeps it new.
Well, it keeps it
Every time it
new.
comes
And,
back,
well, there's a
it's
big update coming for it too. We heard about that. There's going to be a lot more things in it. But
Good.
And they're doing a tablet version. That's all that software that's just on a tablet. But
Don't want
we're
that.
trying to figure out where it'll land in the other libraries because some of the other ones really don't have a lot of space.
That's right.
It's space and outlets. Plaza may have the space, but there's like 3 outlets in the public area, and they're not in good places. Prescott, I think we figured out a place, but it's going to land right in the middle of the teen area because that's where the outlets are.
They can go outside.
Tushi, we were talking about a couple. It's nice that Aaron and Carlotta both brought up the same 2 ideas for spaces, so that helps me. It's not like I want it over here and I want it over there. They both thought of the same thing. So that's just the logistics, the rotating and where it's going to land and all that
Good.
stuff. Only thing I can say about the usage, I'm not in Burbank a lot when they're open, but I have come in there where there's been 2 chairs around it, 3 chairs around it from whoever used it last.
Okay.
And they said a bunch of teenagers used it when it
So it's
first
in the
got there.
children's
that's-
area?
It's in the children's
Luke, did you
area.
see
And it's
it?
short.
It's a little computer
It's on a
at
green
Burbank
table.
Library in the
Well, I
children.
saw it, yeah.
You did? Were kids playing with it?
No, not that I saw.
Oh,
Not
okay.
that time,
Not the day we
yeah.
were there. But we were at the Zaniac thing, so everybody's
Yeah.
outside playing.
Everyone's
Yeah.
distracted.
Did you have Louis Fox?
Okay.
No, we
Magician
didn't
guy?
have him.
Did you have him? Louis Fox, the magician guy?
We didn't, I'm really disappointed now. Because that sounds awful.
There was a magician
Did you
somewhere in
You didn't
town.
like him?
Oh, no.
He,
Oh.
I don't know. The kids did. He just, the audience was, it's hard when the audience is small
Yeah.
to get,
Mhm.
so a lot of things kind of went a little flat and the kids didn't respond. They did and they didn't.
It's the sort of the theater kind of thing when you're used to playing to a big crowd and then
Yeah.
you've got 2 people, you have to
Yeah.
kind of tone
You
it
know, it's
down.
funny because Plaza's really like a storefront,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like they have in downtowns and so on.
Mhm.
And we're trying to treat it like a community library.
Yeah.
And it's just an extremely difficult job and those,
There were more
they're
kids
turning
there than
themselves
had been for
inside
the
out.
reptile.
Yeah, trying to make
I
it work.
just-
But when we
particularly
planned
for-
Plaza, we had decided there would be no programming there.
Yeah,
We
well,
didn't, remember that? We never thought it would be a place to do it.
well, and it really logically shouldn't be, but
Well, at that time the landscape was different too.
Yeah.
the landscape.
Lots of stuff has changed.
Well, I know.
Wetlands and things were different.
It's funny how that works out.
Anyway, that was a whole nother
Well, the
world.
And if it
ago.
works, it works, but
Well,
So
we
well,
have-
now
we
we're
have
looking
really-
at it
we
as
have
getting
really
them
good
there
staff
and
there.
then just shifting them over to, you
That's
know,
right.
that was,
That's,
yeah.
We have
Carol and
great
I,
staff there,
that's-
they're
that's our thoughts.
synergistic,
yeah.
they're teaching each other, they're learning a lot, they're enthusiastic, and I think any programming they can come up with.
Yeah, if it works,
You know,
go
when
for
two
it.
or three are gathered together, there I am. I mean, that's good enough.
well, they hung balloon, I mean, they did everything.
They did
to-
everything, yeah.
well, it's really interesting when you go in there though, and I've been in there a lot. There's always people.
Oh, yeah, they're doing
The
wonderfully with the
The
people.
computers are very popular.
Okay, I've lost track of where we're at, you guys.
Yeah, we're finished.
We're
We were so
basically,
far off the
We're-
Carol
rails.
would not have let us do this, I'm sorry.
Correspondence.
Any correspondence?
I promised my
No.
husband we'd be through at 6.
And he's-
We're almost there.
I saw him walk by a
well,
little
the
bit ago.
thing
It's
is, we don't
6:30.
have,
He's
we
been
don't
married a
have
while.
any
He's used
negative
six means
people
six
on.
No, he
Unfinished
hasn't
new
been married a while.
business, next meeting
We've only
September
been married
9th.
2 years.
I have
We'll
an
figure it out.
announcement though, usually there's.
If I plan for 6,
I
I
want
think
you to know
6:30 or
that
7.
Ruth's husband Arnie passed away
Oh,
Oh, he did.
a week ago
Is that-
Ruth
today.
Vance's husband.
And his funeral was Friday.
oh, that's-
Friday, yes,
I
Friday.
didn't even know he was ill.
No, he's been ill for years.
He's been in a
Yeah.
care facility for
Yeah,
years.
and he's been at the Veterans Hospital in the Dalles.
Oh.
And he did pass, and I went down to the funeral on Friday, and it was very beautiful. It was at the Willamette National Cemetery. He's a veteran of the Navy, and she's doing very well. She was with him, and it was really time for him to go. He's 25 years older than she. He was 89 years old. So it was just really a very gentle passing. But I wanted you to know that in case anybody wants to just email her and say, you know, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well,
But-
how about a card from the board?
That's what it-
And I
is
would
there
be
something-
Well, I
glad to
didn't
do
bring
that.
one because, as
But
I said, I was there.
I can do one and just sign it from the board.
Yes.
if
That
you
would be
guys
fine.
want.
Yeah,
that would be fine.
Sign our names, Cindy.
Yeah, and so I need to get you her address.
I might have it.
You might have it, okay.
Because she sent me a
Yeah,
check.
okay.
and I might have
So I just wanted you to know that.
Mhm.
And then the other thing is that in September, we are scheduled for our Skype interviews on the 23rd and 24th. I have a conflict that I can absolutely not get out of on the 24th. I've told the people, you know, that maybe they can all pile it in one day because they said they might be able to anyway. But if they can't, you guys will be Skyping the other couple people without me and you'll have Ruth. But this is something I absolutely can't.
We'll
get
have
out of.
But
Ruth.
we'll have
Is
Ruth.
that
Oh,
what you
yeah,
said?
yeah,
Oh,
Ruth is
oh.
participating.
Okay, that's
And
Well,
she is,
she's not here, she's on the Skype call.
she'll be
right?
on the Skype,
Okay.
yeah.
You can record them too for when you get back, so then you could
Oh, that's
review
a
them
brilliant
afterwards.
idea, can you do that?
We'll figure it
Oh,
out.
That
God.
makes work.
Karen will tell
You're
us.
so worried. You
That makes work for Josh. Let's do
Oh,
that.
man.
If it's pushing a button, I can do that.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
you just have to let
Okay.
them know that you're recording them, but
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that they'll expect.
I
it
like getting
anyways.
the updates from Karen. I
Yeah,
was
that's
getting
been good.
antsy that we hadn't heard any more.
Well, no, she hasn't.
Well, we've got the second
The
one.
two, yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh, well, then I'm not worried about it at all.
Well, as long as you hear
some
them.
problem for you.
We'll wave a magic wand, we'll make it happen.
Thank you. I'll tell Karen that you figured it out.
Can we
Then I'll go
close the
ask what it
meeting
is, Karen.
at
Yeah, that's
6:28?
We'll get-
Close the meeting at
I think-
6:28.
23rd and 25th, so we have to be here for both days?
We're adjourning at 6:28.
23rd and 24th?